enjoying getting around. It seems like there's some media credentials in the crowd. Enjoyed summer. Summer's been fun. A bunch of things going on. Any questions?
Russ, could you comment, please, on with the NCAA rule this week and the whole Willie Miles thing? Do you feel
Yeah.
like she's done anything wrong
Yeah, I'm not allowed to comment on Willie Lyles. The one thing I can tell you is in recruiting, you have to cover a pretty broad area. You're interested in a national scope in terms of seeing video, and so we deal with a number of services to get the video that we need, and it's difficult. My call would be to make sure that the area was covered, and I could honestly care who it is. What we need is video.
Les, is the balance of power in the Big in the West, especially with Alabama and LSU there?
Well, I think it's year in and year out. I think it changes. I've certainly recruited against a great number of schools in the East as well, and it appears to me that they have a very, very talented group as well. And I suspect that when you get to the championship, that Eastern Division opponent will be very talented and very capable. I think it's kind of different that way. It's right now the West seems very competitive. Arkansas, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, and then certainly Alabama is a very, very talented team. Auburn won the national championship last year, so it's you better be prepared to take each game and play well. Don't make a mistake, because everybody that you play is very talented.
Hey, Coach Miles, Jordan told us a little while ago that he almost feeds off the criticism. What have you seen behind the scenes that shows that the criticism doesn't faze him at all, that he can just keep going on his way?
Well, we operate in a room where the criticism comes from within that room, and the opportunity to improve and take coaching and to be and to analyze what is a critical a view of what he's doing comes from within. And so the perimeter is easily dismissed, and it should be. It's not what we want him to look at. You can't please everybody. You need to please the people that you play with, your coaching staff, and he does that very well.
Les, I just want to ask about the NCAA. Mike Slipes said that LSU did a good job, and the NCAA recognized you for cooperating, and it's unusual for them to go out of their way and compliment the university. Just talk about how that was a key part of this.
Well, I think our compliance department, certainly Miriam Seeger, did a magnificent job, and I think she got in front, and they got in front of what could have been mistakes, and we really eliminated any advantage that we could possibly have had, and we did it right away, and we self-penalized and took reductions in scholarships right away. We separated the coach from the program. We didn't allow the player to participate. I mean, it was we were in front, and I think that those things help mistakes become much less, and I think that that's what they were in reference to.
Coach, a year ago, you were having to answer questions about being on the hot seat. Now you're preseason top 5, and now we're talking about a possible national championship. How do you explain it?
Did you think that any time I sit down that my seat is any less hot, or the great expectations of the place that I represent are every year, and we're looking forward to an opportunity to put a great team on the field and prepare them for maybe the best schedule that I've ever seen. So no, I didn't feel I was on the hot seat anymore last year than I did after the second game in my career here, or currently walking in this room. So
Jordan says that no grass in the opener. He doesn't know what you're going to do. You can't eat turf. What's the solution?
we can always bring stuff in, They don't check my pockets at the door. So no, you don't. It's not something I did every game. Just occasionally. Certainly at home.
Is it a superstition? Jordan said people have different kind of superstitions. Is that one one of your personal ones that we just found out about recently?
Correct. You just happen to catch it, right? You just happen to get that thing on film. Somebody said, what in the heck's he doing? You know what, I gotta be real honest with you. It's so surprising to me that the height of my hat, or the fact that I might reach down just occasionally and get a blade of grass, is newsworthy. Can you imagine that there's people who want to hear about that? Please.
Coach, can you give us any update on Russell Shepard? What's his status with the team?
His status with the team is wonderful. It's, he had things he had to do today, and certainly I was for him doing them.
He's not suspended or anything?
No.
You bring up the hat and the grass and your mace sometimes. There's more media every year covering this event, covering football. Is it hard to be yourself? Is it easier to have your guard up? Is that a fine line?
I think there's a point in time for me that I represent a great school, an alumni group, their memories, what their story of their college is. Certainly, in an administration that wants us to pursue the degree and the championship. I think that many times when you speak, you speak to the many people you represent, and I think that is coach speak, if you will. But I think it's important. I think it's something that I'm certainly governed by. I want to line up and play an opponent and honor him with my observations, because frankly I'm going to choose to find an advantage if I can. And so we're equal. I mean, I guess what I'm saying to you is I think there's a point in time where there's a number of answers that coaches see as honest and right and would give us all the same answer many times. Other than that, I don't think it's hard being yourself. I think it's the only way you can coach. I think I'm fortunate to have had tremendous experiences in coaches that have led me, that have given me examples of how to do it best. And certainly I've used those. But at some point in time, you have to put your feet down and find out who you are. And I think that happens really at every level, from junior high to the NFL.
But college football in general has gotten a lot of criticism in the last, in the whole offseason. As a coach, do you think there's need for radical change, or do you think otherwise?
Well, I think sweeping rules, renovations may not even be radical change if it's smart. I think the thing that's happening is in our society, it allows a number of people to pursue a college degree and a skill and a talent in football that gives them a way to ascend and create a quality lifestyle for themselves and their family. And I think that ultimately that's the number one call of college. The number one call of college is to allow people to gain skills, allow them to compete in a marketplace, and to raise their standard of living. And to me, that's being done routinely, and it's being done marvelously. And college football is like a music school that lets in a concert pianist, may not be able to do English, but she might be the best pianist in the world. That in fact, a great mathematician, and that there's differing skill sets that make up our society, and that one of those skill sets might well be run fast and catch a football. And it allows them to step into an environment where they have to learn and gain skills academically to compete so that they can step into a future career. To me, I think it's magnificent. I think what's being done in college football is an economic, social lesson for many worlds. It says, come on, let them in, allow them to do their work, force them to gain skills, and then move them to society. So I personally, we're graduating our players, and I want you to know I am proud of the things that are being accomplished by LSU, certainly in other schools in this league, and college football.
Coach, you guys have Arkansas at home this year. Just tell me about what are your thoughts on that team? What's it like playing that game at home?
Well, I think the Arkansas team's very talented. I think Coach Petrino's done a great job. Certainly we look forward to playing them. Their talent level is much better, and we look forward to playing them at home.
That's all our time. Thank you.